Hi everyone, Trex again. Do you know when to sell your items, to sell crafts, to buy items when you think it's cheap or before the price will rise? What items to speculate on, prepare yourself towards, or simply what is the demand of items? I will show you a few things that can help you find the right answer because not every server is the same. Economy of your surrounding varies between the kind of server, PvP, RP, normal, and also in the size of your server. I'm going to show you a few basics that also give you a few items and categories to focus on of the remainder of Legion. If you use TSM, you can get a quick answer to whether something is selling good or bad in your tooltip. You can configure your tooltip to display sale rate and region average daily sold. The higher this number is, the better it's selling. But it's not only the sale rate that's important, you also want a good value for the items. You have the region market value in the tooltip, but also your own market value of your server, and of course the region sale value and the minimum buyout price. All this will lead up to finding the right price to post the items for. If you have a low sale rate and a lot of items that are posted below the market value, then you're not going to be able to sell if you don't lower your price. When the sale rate is high, and there are items posted below the market value, you will have a chance to sell it when you post it at the normal market value. Or you can decide here to invest a few gold by buying the cheaper items and list them all higher, because a higher sale rate means that people need it and want to buy it. But this is something that's working well on crafting regions and utility stuff like consumables, for example potions, flasks, and buff food. When we look at crafted items, this is a lot different. First of all, the time to sell a crafted item is dependent from the time we are in. Now with Argus having a great deal of catch-up mechanics and it's easy to gear up, the chance will be slim to sell a crafted item for a huge profit. Then it's important to know what price you are crafting the item for. If you do a great deal of farming and you can make it cheap, it's never wrong to keep one listed. But there's a huge difference in the secondary stats. They do have a huge impact on the value. When you don't have any crafting profession and you have gathering professions, you are never wrong to sell the items you gather. Let's say you're a herbalist. It's good to farm astral glory, or just sell the ones you come across. But if you really want a good time investment, you go back to Suramar to farm up some Starlight Rose. The competition is lower since everyone is busy being an astronaut venturing to another planet. And Starlight Roses are needed for every flask that alchemists make and needed to mill down to receive roseate pigments for inscriptors who still make glyphs. That's why the price of Starlight Rose is staying more or less steady. Or a Skinner, prices for Stonehide leather and Stormscale are better than the ones for Fiendish leather, cause you can easily flip them into enchanting materials with a leatherworker. The same goes for tailoring when you have access to cheap Shelderai silk to make braces to disenchant. And from time to time, imbued silkweave sells with a profit cause people make bags out of them, the same with hexweave bags from your garrison. So, when do you try to sell what item? It's not all about watching a sale or quantity rate, it's also dependent about timing and active events. For instance, when the Mage Tower is active on the Broken Shore, people have access to their artifact challenge to get the new appearance. And this time it's profitable to sell buff food, potions, flasks, and drums of the mountain. By the time the final raid will start, it's good to sell also buff food, potions, flasks, but also enchants and gems for a couple of weeks. It would also be good to sell the mats that are needed to make this when you are not able to make them. Let's say you can find joy in fishing cause the price is high on fish thanks to the new Argus feast. That's why I invested in buying a lot of fish. Cause I can find joy in doing a lot of fishing, but I want to benefit from this market. I will say watch out for the duration you want to sell enchants and gems for. The longer the raid is out, the lower these will get, since after the raid we are nearing the end of the expansion, so it's best to know that you can start preparing for the new expansion by starting to fire up your garrison every once in a while. Ideal is to do this every day, but we all have to be honest, you need some time to play as well. With the new expansion lurking around the corner, it's also good to start making goblin gliders, and if you are able to start working on making sky golems or gathering materials to sell them when you have some time to spare. Doing the riddle of steel is a quick and profitable flip you can do with your alchemist. As soon as Legion is coming to an end, people will either leave until the new expansion, doing random things like achievement hunting or starting to work on their alts again. From that moment on, old materials and leveling materials will be a good sales focus, as well with toys and other collectibles. It's never wrong to have a few crafted toys and pets on the auction house, since they are not a loss in material and somehow, somewhere, someone will buy it. If you supply it for the right price, that is. Also keep an eye on Legion Twink BOEs. I expect them to sell for a nice remainder of the time, since people without a shortage of gold will still buy them to try them. Also, when you don't use TSM, you can also use the Undermine journal to quickly get a view of the quantity of a specific item and to see the curve of the market value. When quantity is low and the demand is constant, the price will go up, and you can see it nicely in the curves. One is going down and the other will go up. When the demand is steady, you will see that the quantity will lower and the price will get higher. So as soon as you see this happening, it will be a right time to post these or farm these when you haven't done this before. That's about it for the video. Thank you all for watching. I hope this was helpful for you, and I'll see you all next time. Happy gold hunting.